Hey everyone, my name is Sunwind and today we are taking a look at the top 20 Steam Deck games by hours played for the month of February. All of the footage is captured on the Steam Deck via a capture card so you can see exactly how the games run. Starting off with number 20, Hades. In this roguelike game you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, trying to escape the underworld featuring dynamic combat, rich storytelling and Greek mythology. Hades runs absolutely amazing on the Steam Deck with stable 60 FPS and a battery life of over 2.5 hours. At number 19 we have Persona 5 Royale. Set in a stylized version of Tokyo, the game follows a group of high school students leading dual lives as the Phantom Thieves. It runs at a stable 60 FPS on the Steam Deck on the highest settings with a battery life of 2.5 hours. Hogwarts Legacy is our next entry at number 18. In this open-world Harry Potter universe, you get to really experience Hogwarts as if you were attending student yourself. Fortunately, the experience on the Steam Deck is far from bad. Still, the game runs between 30 and 40 FPS with a battery life of around 1.5 hours on the LCD Steam Deck. At number 17, we have the never-dying Skyrim Special Edition. Do you guys remember when Bethesda used to make worlds worth exploring? Well, Skyrim runs amazing on the Steam Deck with almost constant 60 FPS on the highest settings. Skyrim can be enjoyed on the deck for about an hour and a half, but you can significantly increase that if you lower some settings. Taking the 16th spot is another timeless classic, Red Dead Redemption 2. Live the life of an outlaw in the dying days of the American West of this meticulously crafted late 1800s America. The game runs okay on the Steam Deck, but is best enjoyed with a 30 FPS lock and low and medium settings. Red Dead Redemption 2 will last for about 2.5 hours on the Steam Deck. At number 15, we have The Binding of Isaac Reborn. Isaac is a roguelike shooter where players navigate dungeon rooms, battling creatures and bosses influenced by biblical themes. The game runs absolutely fantastic on the deck and can be enjoyed for well over 4.5 hours on the original LCD Steam Deck. Next up is the latest disappointment from Blizzard, Diablo IV. In Diablo IV, you guessed it, you battle against the hordes of hell once more, this time on the Steam Deck. The game runs at around 50 to 60 FPS on medium settings and is pretty enjoyable on the deck. It will run for about 1.5 hours, and of course it requires constant internet connection. At number 13 we have GTA 5. This 11-year-old gem refuses to give up as its online version still draws in players from all platforms. We're still a long way away from GTA 6, so GTA 5 is a fantastic experience on the Steam Deck. It doesn't quite make it to 60 FPS, but with some tweaking and patience you can enjoy it on the Steam Deck. Battery life will be around 2 hours for the original Steam Deck. A new addition takes the 12th spot. Balatro is a hypnotically satisfying deck builder where you play illegal poker hands, yeah, you heard that right, discover game-changing jokers and trigger adrenaline-pumping outrageous combos. The game is fairly light, so it runs amazing on the Steam Deck with a battery life of well over 4 hours. Monster Hunter World takes the 11th spot. With the announcement of Monster Hunter Wild, players have returned to Monster Hunter World to once again test their blades against the biggest monsters. The game runs somewhat stable on the Steam Deck at around 30 to 40 FPS. In intense moments it can stutter, but it's still playable. It will run for almost 2 hours on the Steam Deck. We're halfway through. At number 10 we have Cyberpunk 2077. This futuristic RPG has seen so many patches and updates and at this point is a really good game. On the Steam Deck you won't get the best experience, but it's still very playable with a 30 FPS lock in most scenarios. Cyberpunk will run for about an hour and 45 minutes on the LCD Steam Deck. Another new addition, at number 9 we have Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. This is a cooperative first-person shooter where players take on the role of space dwarves, mining resources and fighting alien creatures. It looks gorgeous on the Steam Deck and it runs at a stable 60 FPS, however as the game progresses and the number of enemies increases, it really starts to struggle. In terms of battery life, we're looking at around 2.5 hours. The 8th spot takes Stardew Valley, an indie farming simulation game where players manage their farm, form relationship with townsfolk and explore caves to progress. Stardew Valley runs great on the Steam Deck at a stable 60 FPS and can be enjoyed for more than 4 hours of gameplay. Number 7, we have Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, a narrative-driven game that combines elements of RPGs and life simulation, focusing on the rise to the ranks of society with a mix of combat, strategy and storytelling. It runs at around 40 to 50 FPS on the Steam Deck and battery life is just under 2 hours. Another new addition at number 6, an action RPG based on the popular mobile game Granblue Fantasy Relink, features dynamic combat, a vast world and an engaging storyline. You can form a party of 4 diverse rosters of Skyfarers and slash or shoot or hex your way to victory against treacherous foes. You can get around 30 to 50 FPS on the Steam Deck, depending on the scene. It's best enjoyed at 30 FPS lock and will last for about an hour and a half on the Steam Deck. At number 5, we have another fantastic new entry, Helldivers 2. In Helldivers 2, you fight for managed democracy as you fight for freedom and face against alien species and robots. The game is a massive success and at first was not fully playable on the Steam Deck due to anti-cheat software, however it's now fully supported. It's definitely playable, but the more action-packed the gameplay gets, the lower the FPS. It's not the best experience on the Steam Deck, but when duty calls you gotta jump in with the boys, it will do. The game will last for about an hour and a half on the Steam Deck. Elden Ring sits at number 4, falling out of the top 3. When you're not constantly dying, Elden Ring is an open-world action RPG set in a richly detailed world. The game is definitely playable on the Steam Deck, and it allows me to fail at killing even one mob just as good as all the other platforms. Elden Ring hovers between 30 and 40 FPS on the Steam Deck and will last for about an hour and a half. Another new entry at number 3, we have the adequately named Persona 3 Reload. The game is a remake of the original Persona 3 and it's a unique blend of social simulation and traditional turn-based RPG elements set in a high school dealing with themes of life, death, and the struggles in between. The game runs amazingly well at almost a stable 60 FPS on the Steam Deck and battery life will be around 2.5 hours on high settings. At number 2, finally dethroned sits Baldur's Gate 3. The game is a rich narrative-driven RPG set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe, featuring deep strategic combat, player choice, and immersive storytelling. You can embark on a journey in the Forgotten Realms, battling foes, forging alliances, and shaping your destiny through choices and actions. That journey on the Steam Deck is somewhat painful though. While the game doesn't require a lot of frames to be enjoyed, on the Steam Deck it starts to struggle in the latest acts, with some scenes dropping down to 20 FPS. Still, gamers find a way to enjoy this on the deck, and this will last anywhere between 1 and 2 hours depending on your setup. Finally, at number 1 is Palworld. The game presents a unique blend of gameplay elements that allow players to explore, battle, and build within an expansive, vibrant world. The standout feature of Palworld is its incorporation of creatures known as Pals, not to be confused with Pokemons, which players can befriend, collect, and utilize in various aspects of the game. Palworld runs somewhat okay on the Steam Deck. It's best enjoyed at medium settings and a 30 FPS lock, and in terms of battery life, it will last for about an hour and 45 minutes on the Steam Deck. These are your top 20 Steam Deck games by hours played for February. We got some great new additions this month, and it's amazing to see that people are enjoying a very different kind of games on the deck. Have you played any of these games on your Steam Deck? Let me know in the comments below and tune in next month again to see how the chart has changed. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next